What really happened to those who suffered death by burning, a documented execution method as early as the 18th century BC? The process of being burned to death causes severe tissue damage, changes in body fluid, and organ shrinkage due to fluid loss. In ancient Egypt, several incidents of burning perceived rebels alive are attested to. Senusret is said to have rounded up rebels in campaign and subjected them to this brutal punishment. Under the civil war flaring under Takelat II, the crown prince Osorkon showed no mercy and inflicted this punishment on several rebels. But what drove these rulers to such actions? The use of death by burning as a form of execution was not limited to ancient civilizations. In the Middle Ages, it was used to punish heretics and those accused of witchcraft. The first recorded case of heretics being punished in this manner in Western Europe occurred in 1022 at Orleans. But how did this practice become so widespread? The Spanish Inquisition, established in 1478, was notorious for its use of death by burning as a punishment for heresy. Estimates of executions on behest of the Spanish Inquisition range from 30,000 to 50,000. But what was the true extent of the Inquisition's brutality? The use of death by burning was not limited to the Spanish Inquisition. In other parts of Europe, it was used to punish a range of crimes, including sodomy and arson. The first recorded punishment of this type for sodomites occurred in Geneva in 1555. But how did the authorities justify such punishments? The practice of death by burning continued well into the modern era. In 1784, a man was condemned to this punishment for a serious crime in France. But as the centuries passed, attitudes towards this form of punishment began to shift. What ultimately led to its decline? As we reflect on the history of death by burning, we are reminded of the darker aspects of human nature. The use of this form of punishment raises important questions about justice, morality, and the value of human life. What can we learn from this practice? The claim that the Carthaginians performed institutionalized child sacrifice is disputed by some scholars. The charge of the imputed sacrifice is found by the North African bishop Tertullian, but its accuracy is uncertain. What does this reveal about the complexities of historical interpretation? The alleged practice among the Prussians, that girls were subjected to a brutal punishment as offerings to evil spirits, is denounced by Pope Gregory IX, but its accuracy is uncertain. How do we navigate the ambiguities of historical records? As we delve deeper into the history of death by burning, we encounter numerous accounts of brutality and violence. The Portuguese Inquisition, for example, condemned 121 persons to this punishment between 1560 and 1773. What drove the Inquisition's zeal for punishment? The use of death by burning as a form of punishment raises important questions about the nature of justice and morality. As we reflect on the history of this practice, we are reminded of the need for compassion and empathy in our treatment of others. What lessons can we learn from this dark chapter in human history? In conclusion, the history of death by burning is a complex and multifaceted one, marked by brutality, violence, and ambiguity. As we seek to understand this practice, we must navigate the complexities of historical interpretation and the nuances of human nature. What does this reveal about our shared human experience?